Hi everyone, I am here with the 25 random facts tag. This is more than 25, I just kind of started writing a list and I'm just going to share some really random facts. Some of you might already know this stuff if you know me, but otherwise I think a lot of it might be kind of new and random and weird, and yeah, I wanted to share them with you. So the first one is I am left-handed. The only other person in my family that's left-handed is my sister, and I don't know if it's true, but somehow I think that I was right-handed, but my sister was teaching me how to color and draw because she's 9 years older than me, and she was left-handed, so she converted me to a left-handed. Left-handed. I only write with right and use my fork with my left hand, but pretty much anything else like cutting things with scissors, all that stuff, I use my right hand. So anyways, yeah, I'm left-handed. Number two is I've never smoked anything in my life. I've never touched a cigarette. I've never touched a cigar or any other kind of things that you smoke. I'm actually really allergic to smoke, like cigarette smoke, cigar smoke. I start to lose my voice. My eyes start to itch. I can't breathe. My throat closes up. So I'm actually like really allergic to cigarette smoke, which is great because I never got tempted or pressured into trying to smoke because I'm allergic to it. So, yep. Number three is when I was a sophomore in high school, I was on a snowboard team. So, yeah, I used to race on a snowboard team. That was pretty fun. Four, I skipped my junior year in high school. So, when I moved to California from Utah, I had enough credits because I started taking college classes in 8th grade. Yeah, summer of my 8th grade year, I started taking college classes. So when I moved to California, I actually had enough credits to skip a whole year of high school. So what was supposed to be my junior year ended up being my senior year. And for my senior year, I actually did a college program, so I was out at the college the whole time. So I was supposed to graduate in 2005. I actually graduated in 2004 and already had like a year and a half of college done as well. So I kind of got ahead of myself there. Number 5. This one is really, really weird. I sat down with Benji and was trying to think of things, and he's the one who brought this up and said I should mention it. I thought it was a little creepy, but when I was in high school, so it was my sophomore year in high school, a guy that I knew that I liked ended up, this is going to make me sound so bad, he ended up murdering somebody, and which was a really big shock. Like, he was the kind of person that if you knew him, like, he was such a gentleman that you would have never guessed. And he actually called me saying he dropped this particular girl off and now she was missing, and it turns out a few months later that they found out that he killed her, and my phone lines were tapped, and I had to testify against him in court like 3 or 4 years after the fact, and that was probably the scariest thing in my whole life, having, you know, not seen him in 3 or 4 years and then having to sit in front of him in court and testify against him as a character witness. So yeah, I hung out. I don't want to say I like dated him because that just is even more creepy, but I hung out with somebody who ended up being a murderer and is now in jail. And I just am so thankful that my parents were really, really strict on me and protective, and never let me go like alone with him. For anyone for that fact. And they never let me go alone with anyone for that matter, because I was only 16. So anything that I did with any guys, their parents had to be there, and so I'm just really blessed that they did not let me go to the waterfall that he wanted to take me to, because that is actually where they ended up, close to that area is where they ended up finding the body, and it's a horrible, horrible story. The whole thing was just absolutely terrifying, and I thank God every day that my parents were so strict and never like let me go alone with him. It's really, really scary. So I ended up texting my friend Laura, Mrs. Lola Lynn, and told her that one of my facts had to do with a murder, and she thought that I either wanted to solve a murder, I wanted to murder somebody, or I'm afraid of being murdered. So this is going to be a shock to her because she totally was way off. But yeah, so I went to school with / hung out with somebody who ended up being a complete psycho. Trust me, my judge of character is much better now, because, yeah. Okay, on a lighter note. Number 6, my closet is always a disaster. I refused to film outfits of the days because I kind of, show in my mirror what I'm wearing. But my closet's always a disaster. We have to figure out how to redesign it or reconfigure it because it's just always a mess. Number 7, this one was another one of Benji's. So when I lived with my parents, okay, well, let's just say I should technically have 5 dogs. Sorry, these are swatches on my fingers. I should have 5 dogs. The first is Jasmine. She's a wiener dog, and we got her when I lived with my parents when I was 15 or 16. And we told my dad that it was his gift for Valentine's Day. So we had Jasmine. Then about a year later, we got another dog, Diesel, who is also a wiener dog, that was my dog. And then when I moved out, I couldn't take Diesel with me, so he stayed at my parents' house. Well, Diesel and Jasmine had a puppy, Cancun, and so my mom ended up keeping Jasmine and Diesel because she became really attached to them, and now she had a new little puppy, so they all lived with my mom. And right before Benji and I got married, he bought me a little Chihuahua, Bruiser. And Bruiser was my little buddy. He went to work with me all the time. We got, when Benji and I got married, Bruiser ended up having to be home all the time because I got a new job working for AT&T. Couldn't take him with me anymore. And so we got another Chihuahua, Dakota, which you guys have seen in a video. So Dakota and Bruiser were our little Chihuahuas. And then we bought a house, and our house was all hardwood floors. And Benji wanted a bigger dog, so then we bought Sophia, which is our Shiba Inu. And we've had her for a while, for like almost 2 years. And so we had 3 dogs. Well, then I got pregnant, and Bruiser, my Chihuahua, was super attached to me and guarded my belly all the time. But as soon as Ethan was born, Bruiser started like retaliating and trying to pee all over the place. And luckily we had hardwood floors in our old house, or tile floors. And so he would go right in front of the door and pee in front of the door, and it was just months and months of it. And it was too much for me with 3 dogs, a newborn baby, and working to be able to like do all of that. So we bought our house we're in now, which has carpet, and I refuse to live in a house with carpet with a dog that pees. And we couldn't break the habit with him. We tried for months. So we ended up having to give Bruiser away to somebody who like could spend more one-on-one time with him because he was a super needy dog. So we gave Bruiser away. So now we only have 2, but I should have 5 dogs. Sorry, I don't know if that was a really good fact, but Benji told me I should say it. Here's another one that Benji brought up. So when I was, well, I didn't grow up going to church, so I didn't know a lot of the terms or what things meant. And I remember hearing people talking about speaking in tongues, and I had no idea what that meant. Like, I literally thought speaking in tongues was this. Like, I thought that's what it sounded like to speak in tongues. I've since learned that that is not how it's done. The next one, number 9. When Ethan was born, Benji had got me into the Law & Order SVU, and so since I was stuck on the couch for a while when he was born because I had a C-section, I watched all 12 seasons of Law & Order SVU in about 3.5 weeks. It's pretty sad. Number 10. When I get obsessed with a show, I can't stop watching it. Like the SVU situation. But same thing, Pretty Little Liars, when I got into it like season 2, so I had to watch the whole first season, and I was like enamored. I couldn't stop watching it. Friday Night Lights, I literally did not watch a YouTube video for 3 weeks while I watched every season of Friday Night Lights. So when I get into a show, I'm obsessed with it. Like, don't even talk to me. Like, if Vampire Diaries is on, like, Benji knows not to try to have a conversation with me. Same with Pretty Little Liars. Any of those shows, like, if I'm watching them, like, don't talk to me because I am, like, in the zone. Number 11, I'm totally into teeny bopper shows and books. You will hardly ever see me reading, like, an adult book, a nonfiction book. I'm always reading teeny bopper books. Like, I love Twilight. I love Vampire Diaries. I love, like, any book that is meant for young adults. Like, those are my favorite. Or teen teen reading, or, well, I guess I am a young adult, so I'm only 25. Same with shows. 90210, Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars, Vampire Diaries, any of those shows. Like, I hardly watch any grown-up shows. Like, I watch some reality shows like The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, Bachelor Pad. I have my soap opera, but for the most part, like 90% of my shows are all teen bopper shows. This actually kind of contradicts it. Number 12, I love the ID channel. I guess that's my grown-up shows. Murder mysteries, anything about any of that. Like, I'm totally, like, love murder mysteries. And Benji loves the ID channel too. So, like, on the weekends, like, we're stuck watching ID channel. We love it. Number 13, anytime we go out of town, we don't have one at our mall, but anytime we go to anywhere that there's a mall, and if there is a stand in the mall or kiosk in the mall to get massages, my husband and I always have to get a massage, no matter what. We got in San Francisco, there was like the little kiosks where they give you massages in the chairs. We always have to get one. So every time we go to the mall outside of our town, we go get massages in the mall. Number 14, I cannot stand the sound of chewing ice, which is horrible. My husband's whole family, like, just chomps ice. Benji does it all the time. Like, I have bribed him. Like, I will buy you a punching bag for your gym if you stop chewing ice. I will, like, give you a back rub every day for the rest of your life if you stop chewing ice. Like, I always try to get him to stop chewing ice, because it's not so much that it bothers me, but it, like, literally physically hurts my ears. It's like nails on a chalkboard. So yeah, it's really bad. I've heard that you chew ice because you have low iron, which I did give him iron pills once and didn't tell him what they were for, and he stopped chewing ice. So I need to do that again. Number 15, I cannot sleep in silence. So I used to sleep in silence. Benji got me addicted to sleeping with a fan on. So we have the ceiling fan on, plus we have the exhaust fans from our bathroom. And if we don't have that, like, we have to have the air conditioning super low so that it's constantly running. Like, I have to have that white noise to sleep. Number 16, I used to know all of the words verbatim to Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me. I probably still could quote it if I watched it. Number 17, I hate the noise that it makes when you're clipping your nails. Like, it just makes me want to gag. Number 18, I'm very protective of my friends and family. So if, like, especially Benji, if somebody has wronged Benji, I hold, like, the biggest grudge against him. Even if he's fine with them, like, I can't do it. So, like, if you hurt my friend or my family, like, I automatically kind of write you off, which is really bad. I'm working on that because that's not a good quality to have, but at least I'm protective. Number 19, I am a realtor. Been doing it for a little over 3 years now. Number 20, no one has ever heard me sing in my real singing voice. I am so scared of people thinking that my singing is horrible that I will always, like, fake sing. So I'll, like, sing goofy because I don't want to, like, sing for real, and then you'd be like, oh, you're really bad. And I also never sing in church. When we go to church, I will lip sync because I will not, because if it sounds bad, like, I don't want people to be like, oh, she needs singing lessons. Number 22, when I talk on the phone, which I rarely talk on the phone anymore, I pace around my house. Which is really funny because I actually just noticed Ethan will pick up a phone and start pacing around the house talking, so I wonder where he got that. Number 23, I have my bachelor's in business management from Chico State, California. Number 24, when I was 18, I sold Avon, and I only sold Avon to fix my own habit of buying Avon stuff, and I was negative every single month. Number 25, I have no patience, like, literally no patience. Number 26, my birthday is March 2nd, and it's the same day as Dr. Seuss. Number 27, I constantly have conversations with myself. Maybe it's because I'm home all day with a toddler, but I will talk to myself, I will have conversations, I will talk myself into or out of things, I will argue with myself. I make really good company for myself. Number 28, I honestly don't understand why people like the movie Dumb and Dumber. Some people may hate that. My husband loves it, but I cannot stand Dumb and Dumber. I think it's so dumb. and stupid. Number 30, I paint my nails pretty much every other night. I would paint them every day if it wasn't so bad. Number 31, when I sleep, I have to have a pillow between my legs because I can't stand my knees touching. Like the thought of my knees or my ankles touching each other, like, grosses me out. So I always have to sleep with a pillow in between my legs. And I always have to have a stuffed animal or a pillow in my arm. So I do sleep with a stuffed animal. I have since I was in like 7th grade. And number 31, raw meat grosses me out. So raw chicken, just grosses me out. And last but not least, I have to get my coffee every single day. Dutch Bros or Starbucks, I have to go out and get coffee every day. So I don't know how many that was. I'll probably think of more later, but that is my random facts. I will list people down below of who I tagged to do this, and I'll talk to you guys later.